Hi, this is going to be a short video about transformative learning theory. It's based on the work of Mazzero, who did his studying in the 1970s on women who re-entered college going through community colleges. And he observed the phases of their learning, and he coined the term transformative learning theory. Mazzero came up with 10 different steps to transformative learning theory. And what I want to do in this short video is I want to apply those to a fieldwork setting using an example of a student that I had some time ago on a level 1 fieldwork assignment. So the first thing that is going to occur is a disorienting dilemma. Now, as teachers, this can be a little counterintuitive, and as fieldwork educators, because we want our students to be comfortable and we want them to access information. But really, in order for transformative learning to occur, something has to be off balance. Something has to not be quite right. When everything is copacetic and everything is rolling along, we don't learn new information. We don't tend to have leaps of new content and new understandings. We just kind of coast. And what we're looking for in fieldwork is for students to connect what they learned in school with practice on the ground. So we're looking for that transformative learning to occur on fieldwork. And the example I'm going to give is of a student on a level 1 fieldwork at a place that I worked where we did all non-traditional level 1 fieldworks, which we still do. And a student was placed in a school for children with mental health disorders, and it was a high school situation. And her directions were fairly vague, which is how often a disorienting dilemma is set up in an academic environment. If you give students lots and lots of details and lots of information, then they don't really kind of have to figure things out on their own. It's just right there. So when considering a transformative model, you want to leave things a little bit open. You want the student to have to fill in the blanks, if you will. So the student was told to go to this setting and just learn from the clients. So they were teenage boys and teenage girls. And she went and sort of wandered around to different places. There was a supervisor to make sure that nothing untoward happened. And she was very nervous. And that was her disorienting dilemma. So she came to me and was very concerned and said, I don't think I can do this. I'm not comfortable around these kids. What if somebody pulls a knife? These are kids with challenges. These are kids who got kicked out of their public schools, which is all true. And some of them have violent things in their past, which is also true. So basically, I turned her around and said, I need you to go think about it and think about what you're worried about. Think about the safety precautions that are in place with the supervisor being there and all of that. And think about why you're afraid of these kids. So I stimulated essentially her self-examination. Why do you think these kids are bugging you? Why do you think you feel unsafe? So she felt a little bit off put, right? There's this sense of alienation, this sense of, I don't really belong here. Everyone else probably knows what they're doing on their level 1 fieldwork. I'm the only one who doesn't. So she was feeling a little off balance, which is fine, and which I knew would occur or would likely be occurring, and was part of the deal, right? That was part of how that fieldwork was arranged. So the next piece in Mazzero's levels is this sense of alienation. The next step is talking to other people about the discontent. So it's a way of processing and trying to understand why you're not feeling right about what's going on. So the student started talking after she spoke with me, and I didn't automatically let her out of it, which is what she wanted. She started talking to her classmates, and she started saying, I feel so weird about it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm afraid someone's going to do something weird. And the other students started sharing their stories about their fieldwork and some discontent and confusion and disorientation they were feeling. So she started understanding as she had these conversations, different ways that she might engage with these teenage boys. How else could I engage with them? What might I do differently to get them to connect with me? How can I kind of fit occupational therapy into hanging out with these adolescent boys. How can I put those two things together? What can I create? So she started thinking about that. The next level of Ms. Zero's 10 steps is building confidence in new ways. So as she started to think about occupational therapy and these boys with mental health challenges in the school setting, she started thinking, what can I do? And she came to talk to me again and said, can I play basketball with them? I said, sure, whatever seems right to you, go ahead. And the idea was for her to create that engagement with the clients on her own. And she decided that, she was thinking about maybe basketball, maybe arts and crafts. She was trying to figure it out. So she was building her own confidence in how to interact with these boys. And she had moved away from this initial fear and discontent and yikes, I don't know what I'm doing, to now, how can I figure this out? And then her next thing was, okay, I'm picking basketball. That's what I'm going to do. I have to go 3 hours a week to hang out with these boys at this school. And I think what I'm going to do is meet them on the basketball court. If I go right after classes, they always go to the basketball court. That's what I'm going to do. So she planned that out. She talked to her supervisor at the site, who was fine with it. And they made an arrangement for her to go play basketball with the kids once a week. Now she knew what she wanted to do, and then she started to go back to her occupational therapy textbooks, and she started talking to me and other faculty members to try to understand again more how to take OT and fit it into her interactions with the students there. And she very quickly landed on a mental health frame of reference, which was appropriate. And she started looking into techniques and ways that people interact with teens, and she started looking at some adolescent mental health information to help inform how she was going to engage with the kids. And then she is engaging with the kids, and she started experimenting with ways of interacting with them, and she became so excited about this fieldwork setting that at the end of her fieldwork, she came to me crying differently this time, that she had to leave, crying that she was going to miss them so much. And she had created such lovely therapeutic interactions with these boys that she thought now she wanted to do mental health, and she really wanted to work with adolescents because it was so rewarding. And that's the transformation that you are looking for. You're looking for the student to open up their brain, which is disorienting at first, and then find new ways to reintegrate new information into what they already know. So these whole 10 steps can be very, very effective and very powerful on fieldwork. And the job of the fieldwork educator is to come close and come back and judge your involvement and your coaching so that you can help the student work through those steps and get to that reintegration and get to understanding who they are in your setting and what kind of occupational therapist they want to be. So thank you for watching this video.